There is it. This is very, very revealing, ladies and gentlemen. Cameroon ministers, which means cabinet members who serve Cameroon under Paul Biya, they are all in the Occult. They are all in the Occult. And I'm going to prove to you, because I have been on this story for quite a while. One day I saw, I was looking at some of the images of Cameroon ministers, and I identified that all of them had one thing in common. On their bodies, they all had one thing in common. And I decided to go on the website of the Prime Minister of La République du Cameroun. You know, he is said to be the head of government. So I went to the website, I browsed through the website, came across the list of all the cabinet members in La République du Cameroun. And that was when I was able to confirm they all have one thing in common. Please take off that that title, the graphics title, so that we can put on this picture of Cameroon, Paul Biya, and his cabinet members. I'd like you, ladies and gentlemen, to take a look. Take a look. Take a look. I'm going to ask you a question. What you observe on your screen. Take a look at this photo here and see if you observe one thing that is common with all these people, from Paul Biya to Dion Gute, Ngongo, Atanganji, Mbayu, and Emmanuel Sadi, and the rest. Look at them. I know that the title, the scrolling bar there is shading something you cannot see. But take a look at them. Take a look at them. Do you observe that one thing is common with all of these guys? And these are only eight cabinet members here. I couldn't bring you all of their images, because you will see that they all have one thing. They all have one thing in common. And I'm here today to let you know that if Cameroonians think they're going to be passed over power, it is never going to happen, because behind these faces that you see leading Cameroon, there is another power, another force that is propelling them from behind the scenes, and they are wearing it, and you can see it if you have eyes to see. I wish I was reading the comments to see if somebody has detected what I am seeing here. If Cameroonians, Francophones, think that they can take over their government that easy, or that the government will be handed to them, Biya will hand over to them, Ngongo will hand over to them, Fem Ndongo and the rest will hand over to them, that day will not come. That day isn't coming. You have to take it with force. And I will tell you why. Again, all of these men have one thing in common. They all belong to the Occult. And take note, there is a difference between a cult and the Occult. A huge difference. In fact, you cannot say somebody who belongs to a cult is a member of an Occult. But you can say a member of in an Occult has both characteristics. Let me read this definition so that you can understand the difference between these two, the difference between the Occult and a cult. Now listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this definition. A cult is typically a group of people organized around a charismatic leader, around an ideology, or be a system, often demanding extreme devotion, obedience, or isolation from members. And sometimes they use manipulation or control to maintain loyalty. That is what a cult is. Now, for the occult, this is the definition of an occult. An occult refers not to a group, but a category of hidden or esoteric knowledge and mystical practices, mystical powers such as astrology, divination, alchemy, or ritual magic. Focus on understanding forces or realms. Focus on understanding forces, evil forces or realms, believed to be beyond ordinary perception. Believed to be beyond ordinary perception. In short, a cult is a social structure built around control. Why the occult? The occult is a body. Let me expand my screen here, please. Is a body. The occult is a body of mystical or secret knowledge or practices, not inherently tied to cohesive group behavior. So that is the difference. What you have in Yaounde is not a cult. Never you say that Cameroon ministers belong to a cult. No, they belong to an occult. They belong to an occult, ladies and gentlemen. Now I am going to reveal to you what is going on. What I said is common with all of them. If you look at every minister, and this happens with ministers, directors, chairs of corporations, executives of corporations. That is what happened in Cameroon. Because in Cameroon, the president appoints every chairman of a corporation, every minister, every director. He appoints everybody. And if there is one of them who tells you he or she doesn't belong to a cult, to the cult that I'm about to show you, know that it's a lie. It's a big lie. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to look at the image here of Paul Biya. On the top right-hand side of his chest, do you see that red lapel pin he is wearing? Do you see that? Look at that. Look at the image of John Ngute. Do you see that red lapel pin he is wearing? Look again to Ngongo next to John Ngute. Do you see that red lapel pin? Look at Paul Ataganji. Do you see that red lapel pin? Now, if you follow down to all these other ministers, Felix Mbayu, Sadi, Emmanuel, and the rest, they are all wearing that red lapel pin, ladies and gentlemen. What they are wearing is a symbol of the cult they belong to in Yaounde, in La République du Cameroun. I'm just starting this. Now you take a look, ladies and gentlemen. Look at Paul Biya there. Look at Paul Biya there. Look at his chest. The leader, he is wearing his own pin. The pin of initiation. If you take off the graphics there, you see Dion Ngute. He is wearing his own. That is Ngongo. I think this image is covering his own, but you can see it slightly. You can see Ngongo's pin. Look at Atenganji. See his own pin, ladies and gentlemen, right there. And there goes Paul Biya. This is Lauren Eso. Look at Lauren Eso's own pin there. You can see his own pin flying on him. I think Lauren Eso, I don't know whether he is still the Minister of Justice. This is Fame Dongo. Look at his own. Look at his own pin. You can see that. Then I've forgotten what this guy is called, but you can see also his own pin. He is one of the ministers. You can see his own pin right there. This is Felix Mbayu. Look at this chest. You can see, and they're all wearing the pin on the same location. They're wearing the pin on the same location on the right side of their chest. Now, if you know that guy, you surely can see his own pin. That is Paul Tasson. You can see his own occult pin. This guy, I've forgotten the name, But you can also see again his own pin, his own occultic pin. Look at that. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. This one has a pin that represents the flag of Cameroon. Next to the flag of Cameroon is his own occultic pin, just as this one here you can see. In fact, the point is all of them wear those pins. That is, Emmanuel Sadi, look at his own occultic pin, right where others belong. This guy, I've forgotten the name, but again, look at what he is wearing. The red occultic pin. Look at that one. You can see his own is almost embellished there, but he is wearing it. He is wearing it. This guy, I don't remember the name, but again, you can see his own pin, ladies and gentlemen. This is, now look at that. Now let me say this. I took time, ladies and gentlemen, went through all the photos of these Cameroon ministers, and I realized that every one of them is wearing this red pin. Then I called about 3 people in Yaoundé to find out, to confirm what I already know, what these pins are all about, what these red pins are all about. And all the 3 people that I spoke to in Yaoundé, they confirmed that what they are wearing is representative of the occult group that they all must be initiated into at the moment, at the time they are taking up responsibilities in that country. They are initiated at the point they are being ordained or crowned, appointed ministers in La République du Cameroon, and you must carry your symbol on your chest. Initially, when I started researching these red pins, I was told that it is a pin of the Cameroon Order of Valor or something like that. No, but no. I found out that the pin with the Cameroon Order of Valor is not, it doesn't even look like that. It has, I think it's like a star or something like that, and with a Cameroon flag in it. But these red pins do not have the Cameroon flag. They are just red. They are just red, and they carry no Cameroon flag. So I found out in my investigation that the only people, the only segment of Biya'S cabinet that doesn't wear the red pins, ladies and gentlemen, the only segment of Biya'S cabinet that doesn't wear the red pins are the ladies. The ladies don't carry those pins. But I'm going to tell you something. This is Rose Acha Mba'u. Rose Acha Mba. The headscarf that Rose Acha Mba is wearing, ladies and gentlemen, that is where their own pins or whatever symbol they have is hidden. Is hidden. I was told their own pins or whatever symbol they wear is hidden, always worn on their headscarves or down their body on their skirts or blouses that they wear, but it is somewhere within them. Now, I was told in my findings that all the women who belong to this group called Serac is a women group that all women ministers, directors, general managers, they belong to a women group created by Chantal Biya. A women group created by Chantal Biya. All the women are initiated who belong, all the women in this Serac group are initiated, and if you do not see their own pins as the men wear theirs on their chest, as the men wear theirs on their chest, the women carry theirs on their headscarf, so you cannot easily see it, or they have it somewhere on their blouses or their skirts, whatever they have on their body, so theirs are a little bit difficult to see. But I'm very sure that some of you who are close to them would have seen it. That is what is going on in Yaoundé. It's a cult, a big cult. Now, this is what I have learned. When you are initiated into this occult, that is the Cameroon government, you will have handicapped children, blind children in your house. And I'm betting you, I am betting you, I have confirmed this. I know of Cameroon ministers who have handicapped children in their homes and who became handicapped at the appointment of their parents as ministers in La Republica. I don't want to call those names, but some of you know those names. They sell their children, they sell their wives for this occultic initiation in La Republique du Cameroon. I was told that some of them would have to, if you don't want to give your children, sacrifice your children for this initiation, you will have, sometimes they are ordered to go out in the dead of the night and walk naked as part of the initiation. And there are people whose names I learn who actually walk Yaounde naked. I'm talking about some so-called Anglophone cabinet members whom you found in those photographs. They actually walk naked, ladies and gentlemen. They walk naked in Yaounde to maintain their portfolios as ministers. That is what is going on.